and welcome to Online Marketing Ireland. My name is Aisling Blake. I'm Operations Director at Interactive Return, and this short video will look at defining SEO and the future of SEO. So more and more users are online looking to research and looking to buy products and services. So what better way to reach those potential consumers than having a website? And it's important to have a website, yes, but it's even more important to make sure that that website is prominent in the search engines. When you start to think about building a website, you consider its design, so its look and feel, whether it's matching your other online and offline collateral. You might also consider users and how easily they'll be able to navigate throughout the site, whether it's easy for them to find the Book Now button or how to make a purchase. You might also even consider the accessibility of the site. So if it's easy for those who are visually impaired to find what they're looking for on the site. Quite often though, search engines aren't considered at this initial stage of designing a website. And designing a website with search engines in mind is actually extremely important. This is where search engine friendliness and SEO, or search engine optimization, comes into play. To look at this a bit further, I need to explain how search engines actually work. So search engines visit a site by following links. So when you've built a new website, you need to make sure that another relevant website has a link pointing from their site to your site. The search engines will then follow this link. They will find your website and they'll crawl through all the pages on your site, moving from one link to another. Once a search engine like Google has found your site and has crawled through all the pages of your website, they will then place those pages into its database of web pages. That's also called their index. So making a site search engine friendly helps this process for the search engines. You can do certain things to your site right at the beginning to make it easier for the search engines to crawl through it. One of those things is to include plenty of text links within your site that lead to other content within your website. One really quick way of doing this is including a sitemap on your website. Not only is this really helpful to search engines, but it's also helpful for users, particularly on websites that are very, very big and have a lot of content and a lot of sections. So a sitemap consists of a list of plain text URLs that point to various sections of your site. You should include then a link to your sitemap within the footer of every single page of your website, and this ensures that the search engines just won't miss the fact that you actually have a sitemap. You need to find a balance between the amount of plain HTML content on your site and images. Of course, from a user perspective, it's great to have plenty of images on your website, but unfortunately, images are in general invisible to search engines in that they can't actually read the content that's within an image. So yes, it's important to have images, but you just need to make sure that there is enough plain HTML content surrounding those images or elsewhere on the page that the search engines will actually be able to read. Keep URLs as short and as simple as possible. Sometimes you'll notice on big websites where it's possible to make purchases online that the URLs tend to be very long, have loads of parameters. This makes it difficult for the search engines. Try and keep the amount of code that you use on the site to a minimum. Code such as JavaScript can often prove to be an obstacle for search engines when they're navigating throughout your site. So in order to make that process easy for them, keep code to a minimum and just try and ensure that there is as much HTML text on the page as you possibly can get. One other final and important element is to ensure that the main navigation on your site is built using HTML and not JavaScript or Flash. Again, this can cause problems for the search engines. And as I mentioned earlier, if you want the search engines to find content on your site, then they need to do so via links, such as in the navigation. And if those links are in JavaScript or Flash, then it can cause some problems for them. So once your search engine friendly website has been built, you need to consider SEO, or search engine optimization. Now this is a continuous process, and the two main elements behind it that I would recommend that you focus on are refreshing and keeping up-to-date content on your website. And the second thing is to continue to build those links to your site coming from other relevant websites. The more links you build to your site from other relevant websites, the more the search engines will consider your site to be an important entity, and they may rank you higher within their listings. So to quickly touch on the future of search engine optimization, I think that the future of SEO will move away from just optimizing your actual website to optimizing all your other online entities. Most companies nowadays will have a YouTube channel. They may have a presence on Twitter, on Facebook, even Wikipedia. There are so many other social networking websites or websites that have user-generated content that companies can now have a presence on as well. If the content on those websites are also optimized for the search engines, then potentially your company could occupy, the first 10 rankings for a particular keyword. You could have your own website appearing, you could have your YouTube channel, you could have your Twitter profile, your Wikipedia entries. In reality, you could block out a competitor from actually occupying the first Google results page. And that's where I would see SEO moving from your own website to your other presence on the web. I hope you find this brief definition of search engine optimization useful, and there are some tips to be aware of when actually building your own website and continuously working on your search engine optimization. Thank you.